now. Hey everyone again from Vision Loss Travel. Today we have another interview and I am extremely excited about this one because Marri and we've been having contact for a couple of weeks over Messenger, and I am so happy that she can make the time in her busy schedule for us today to talk a little bit about what she is building and who she is. So, hi, Marri.
Hi,
Welcome.
thank you.
So happy that you're here. And I've noticed, and we've been chatting for a while now, your life is super interesting, very inspiring, and I would love for you to just talk a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so my name is Marri Murdoch. I am the founder and president of a new groundbreaking nonprofit here on Oahu in Hawaii. It's called Travel Visions Aloha for the Blind. And I came up with this business idea like a year and a half ago after, first I went to Maui and I visited my aunt, and I came back and I thought to myself, why have I not done anything on this island where I live? And then I was like, oh yeah, of course I can't drive. And I started to think about, well, I had so many blind friends when I lived back in Minnesota and I went to Minnesota State Services for the Blind. Why don't I have that here? So I reached out to every single blind organization that I could find. And what I found was a lack in services. And I thought to myself, why don't I create that? If I'm sitting at home feeling bored and lonely, I don't know what to do or where to go or who to hang out with, why don't I just create something that builds up the community? So what I found is that through a lot of research into personal research with talking with all of my blind and visually impaired friends, as well as doing scholarly research, I have found that oftentimes vision loss brings feelings of loneliness and isolation, just like I was describing. That's what was happening with me. And so the goal of this nonprofit is to really build the community together, because there's just something that happens when you meet somebody who's going through something similar to you. And all of a sudden, vision loss doesn't really seem so scary anymore. It's like, oh my gosh, you feel that way too? I can talk to one of my friends about something silly I did if I ran into a wall or whatever it may be. And it's more of just not a pity party. It's like a sense of belonging and you understanding, and you build that friendship based on that. So that's one big piece of it, but also um, feeling confident with other people to express yourself also gives you the confidence, well, hey, I can go do something. Why not? If I'm with a group of other blind or visually impaired individuals. And what's different about this nonprofit is that we're going to have one sighted guide per blind participant. So we're educating them on how to safely guide a blind person using all the proper techniques in different situations, as well as we're going to be training them on how to make it fun. So it's not just about safety, it's about getting descriptive and describing your surroundings. Like, how would you describe color to someone that's never seen it before? You start to associate different relatable objects and feelings. Like, instead of saying something like the sky is laced with pink and white fluffy clouds, you could say the pink is what a piece of fresh bubblegum would taste like in your mouth, and the fluffiness of the clouds is what a cotton ball would feel like in your hands. So those are my goals for this nonprofit, and we're building with the community. We're asking them what they want. So far, we have a lot of interest in botanical gardens, visiting state parks, going to farmers markets, dining, boating, swimming with the dolphins, whale watching. There's all sorts of fun things. So we're really excited to launch, and we're very close to launching.
Super, super exciting. I can't wait for that. And also, you are at the best spot in the world almost, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
you guys are
exactly.
based in Hawaii. I would definitely want to visit one day as well. Um,
Mm.
and so I understand, are these then just separate activities, or can people from abroad then come for like a
Oh,
1 or 2 week vacation as well?
That's what we're building towards. So the goal is to, as I've owned businesses in the past, never started a nonprofit. The goal is to start small on Oahu and build the community. Then we're going to branch out to the other islands, because what I found is the other islands really don't have any services for blind people. Then we're going to start building with the mainland and doing every state on the mainland has a state services for the blind. We'll start connecting with them, and then we're going to reach out internationally. But that said, by all means, if there are blind or visually impaired people who come to visit the island and we have activities, more than welcome to sign up and join us for free. Whatever we're having that week, we're planning on doing at least one per week to start and just kind of grow and build and see how it develops.
Really nice. And I assume you probably will have like a calendar or something where
Oh,
people
yes.
can
Yeah,
plan it ahead. Yeah.
Our website is currently under construction, but we're working on it. And once we have things in motion, we'll have that calendar of events. And we're also striving to be kind of like a central hub of information about different resources on the island or all the islands, in terms of what other accessible activities can people do. Like, for example, I attend this activity once a month with a nonprofit called Acces Surf. They have a day at the beach every month where they help people with all kinds of disabilities safely enjoy water sports. So we'll go surfing or swimming, or once a year they do stand-up paddleboarding, kayaking, outrigger canoeing, things like that. So we'll have that all on our calendar, as well as maybe there's an event with Hawaii Association for the Blind or National Federation for the Blind, or, there's different things. So essentially, I want to make sure that people like me don't have to go through what I did and literally Google and call everybody I could find and be like, what's happening? How do I want to do stuff,
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
yeah.
Because for a lot of people there is also that first step, right? Like
Yes.
for you, I notice you already had businesses and it seems maybe a little bit easier for you, but that's not the case for everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it does feel like there is not a lot out there, and where can we find it? And it's not always that easy. And that's something that we want to bring with vision loss travel as well. It's like,
Mm,
okay, these are all the options, and there is a lot more out there than you think. Um, and although it might seem scary, but
mhm.
definitely when there is a community, a visually impaired community there waiting for you, it already makes it a little bit less scary.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
and
Absolutely.
where can people go to come in contact with you or come in contact with your nonprofit?
Our website is travelvisionsaloha.org. Otherwise, we do have a Facebook business page that's Travel Visions Aloha for the Blind. Um, we also are going to be educating the sighted world as well as just the blind world about different topics. So, for example, I have a blind girl here on the island who started writing a blog, and her first entry, I haven't posted it yet. I'm trying to figure out where and how, but it's very informative. It's about how the many different ways that people can lose their vision, and she briefly touches on many different topics. And it's fascinating because a lot of people just don't understand vision loss. I mean, some of the things that she was writing about, I didn't even know about, and I lost half my vision. So there you go. Perfect
Yeah.
example. So the sighted world is probably going to be blown away. So different topics like that. And we're also going to be interviewing members of the blind community ourselves and posting them on YouTube. Oh, we do have a human guide training video on YouTube as well. So if you go to the website, you can click on that. We spent about a year making this. A lot of time and thought went into every little detail of this video. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And if you do, feel free to share it with friends, family members, whoever. So that way they can understand the variances that blind and visually impaired people need to safely access the world, and how they might be able to help you or other people who have vision loss.
I
So
know I've posted that video a couple of weeks ago, but I will post it again. And also make
great.
sure that all the links and everything you just talked about will be in the description below so people can find it easily. And yeah, I 100% agree. The sighted world needs to be educated a lot more. People do not know enough about blindness. They do not understand that it is a spectrum. Um,
Mm,
and and I feel that it is up to us to educate them.
right.
It is easy to kind of be sometimes a little bit mad or disappointed in them
Mhm.
and being like, "Oh, you don't understand." But that is why it is important to educate and show them, okay, this is what it is, and this is how you can help. And
Yes,
yeah, there's two parts to the
absolutely.
story. At one point, educating, and then at the other side, it is like, okay, let's have fun and show what's out there, and let's travel
Yeah.
and get out of that comfort zone
Yeah.
and have fun. Yeah,
Yeah. That's just it. Because even though we may have lost some or all of our vision, it's like there's still so much more to us as a person, blind or visually impaired, that's just one little piece of it. And that does really, I shouldn't say it does, it can knock your confidence. But once you build that up in a safe environment and you're like, wow, I can do anything, like this is amazing. Like, for example, I recently, I don't know how much time we have left, but I'll tell another story.
yeah.
Recently, I've always been a runner my entire life. And I just started running races last December. I thought to myself, I just want to challenge myself. So I found a sighted running guide, and now I've ran a 10K, a half marathon, and I have a new guide. I'm running the full marathon for my very, very first marathon this December. And actually, this Sunday, I'm running one of the marathon readiness races. It's a 25K. So that'll be really
Wow.
exciting. I
Yeah.
have vests that say visually impaired athlete and another vest that says guide. So essentially, I'm trying to be a role model to the blind community that you really can do anything you want. You just have to put your mind to it and find your accessible adaptations and figure out what you need to make whatever you want achievable and possible.
I love that. I love that so much. And good luck with your marathon. I'm
Thank
definitely
you.
gonna make sure that I keep following up on how that one goes. And there was another moment too where you stepped out of your comfort zone a little bit. You went on a trip to Las Vegas, right?
Yes, yeah, my boyfriend, he went there first, and I had to fly alone to meet him, which was terrifying because flying alone with vision loss is just a very scary situation for me. But, you know, since I don't really look like I can't see and I have half of my vision left, sometimes I'm hesitant about using my cane. But this trip, I was like, you know what? Put all that aside, forget it. Just do what you need to do, be the role model that you keep talking about. So, I used my cane, I asked for help, I advocated for myself when I needed to. I always ask for special assistance when I'm before I get to the airport. But when we were at the hotel, my boyfriend unfortunately got sick, and I was like, I didn't come to Vegas to sit in this hotel room. This is not, so I called hotel security and I was like, I'm visually impaired or blind. I'd like to go to the pool. Can I please get an escort? So I'd take my cane and I'd go down and do whatever I wanted. So it was kind of fun. It was a neat, um, scary, but exhilarating experience all at the same time.
Yeah. And probably because it was scary and you overcame it, it just
Hmm.
feels that that way of empowering. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. just having people be like, oh, wow, she's out doing whatever she wants with her cane. I even went dancing for the first time. I have not been dancing since I lost my vision. It was fun. I was like, wow, okay, I'm just going to go for it. Forget it.
That is so great. What would you like to tell people that are still a little bit on the fence? They kind of do want to go travel, they want to get out there, but it is a very scary thing to do. Some people are definitely still not sure about using a cane as well. What would
Mhm.
you like to tell those people?
Um, I guess just put your ego aside and I kind of, I guess there's a different stages of grief with vision loss as well as anything, but yeah, put your ego aside, grab your cane and just do what you need to do to make yourself happy, whether it be calling for help, using a cane, using a friend, a guide dog, whatever it may be. And reach out to friends, like building that rapport with other people who have vision loss is massive because, like I said at the beginning of this interview, it just all of a sudden takes a big weight off your shoulders and you're like, oh my God, I don't feel alone anymore. I'm heard and understood by a community that I didn't even know existed. So yeah, just figure out what you need to do for your specific accessible adaptations to help you safely navigate the world and travel. And if you're traveling, I suggest always calling ahead to the airport or wherever you're going and letting them know your situation. It's easier to say I'm blind than I'm visually impaired because then you have to explain, well, I had a stroke and I lost you know what I mean? So sometimes just saying I'm blind, I need help, it's a lot more frank and to the point. So yeah, call ahead, make arrangements, and don't be scared about your cane.
Yeah, and dare to ask. There is
Mm,
definitely something too, because yeah, I'm on the other side. I'm on the sighted side. That I want people to understand is sometimes we would feel like when we ask for help, oh, it might be a burden. I don't want to bother anyone. I'm asking for help and I don't know. But actually, asking somebody for help and having them being able to help you can really be what they need that day, because helping someone also makes yourself happy,
oh
right?
yeah,
So you are giving that person also the opportunity to help you and
yeah,
to feel good about themselves that day, because they're like, oh, I helped someone and this person was happy and I made
yeah.
sure this person got from A to B. And yeah, sometimes you're just really also making that person their day.
Oh, absolutely. That's something that we want to try and incorporate with Travel Visions Aloha as well. Like obviously the locals, I know we're going to have a lot of support because I've had a ton of people reach out to me wanting to volunteer already, but um, reaching out to organizations like I believe one is called Travel for a Change, and there's people who do that specific thing. They'll travel to go and help, maybe save the environment, save the animals. Well, what about helping a blind person navigate
Yeah.
an activity safely? That's a great feel good activity for them, and they walk away from their vacation saying, oh my gosh, I had the best time. I went to Hawaii, I assisted these blind people with this nonprofit, and I got to see all these amazing sights. So
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. That's super great. So this this interview is not only just for people that suffer from vision loss, but also for people that want to volunteer and
Absolutely.
help out. Yeah, that's great. And again, also the education is there, so
Mm,
that's amazing. We also did another segment about. I'm just gonna come back about the surfing. We also did a
okay.
segment on surfing, adaptive surf, and which was a very interesting. It was in Ireland, so it is interesting to know that people can either go there, but they can go to Hawaii as well. But
Yes.
there are also other places in the world that do that. So I will also put a link of that again below. So whenever you are in the world, you can go and check out if there might be an adaptive surf near you or on your next travel destination, which is always a very fun activity to do. And these people are trained
Oh,
to, yeah, to
yes.
guide you and to show you and
Hmm.
explain to you
Oh, yes.
how you can surf with the.
I I actually did a training personally with their lead staff, all of the lead volunteers and lead actual staff on blindness and accommodations that they could make to better assist the blind community. And it was so amazing. The next event, I told a bunch of my blind friends, and a few of them showed up, and I actually got to witness firsthand the tiny little changes that made a huge difference in my friends' experience that day. But regardless, they are they're such a great nonprofit. They help people in wheelchairs with, autism, with all sorts of different disabilities, but they're very good about assisting the blind, and everything is very safe. They have surf instructors, they have transfer teams, water safety teams. So there's always people surrounding you no matter what. You're very safe. And if you want to just lay on the board that day, you don't feel comfortable kneeling or maybe standing, that is absolutely okay. The first time, that's what I did. And I slowly built my way up. Before you know it, now I'm standing. Yeah, I might not stand very long, but it's okay. I'm getting better and better. So they said maybe next time I even get to go on my own surfboard with an instructor beside me, instructing me verbally on what to do, when to do it. Because, I can't see that well. So I don't want to accidentally smash into the wave or whatever.
Yeah, and already being able to stand up, I already feel that is that is a lot because surfing
Oh,
is not easy.
yeah. Well, I've been going there for like maybe a year and a half now. They're a phenomenal organization. I'll have to
That
send
is
you a link
great.
to their website as well.
Yeah, yeah. I will make sure you can give me the link of their website, and I'll make sure that all the links are below, so everything is easy to find. That's great.
Wonderful. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I am super happy, super grateful that you took the time to talk to us today. I wish you best of luck with your marathon and with launching your nonprofit. We will be on the sideline for both of that. And yeah,
Okay.
I would love to keep in touch and talk to you in a couple of weeks from now, a couple of months from now, when things are changing. We can have another talk and share it with both of our communities.
Sounds great. I would love that. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. This was great.
Yeah.
All right, Mary. Have a lovely evening. Here the day starts for you. The day is to an end. So you
Mhm.
have a lovely evening.
All right. Thank you so much for the interview. Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.